All right, welcome back. This is part 2 of the differences between rhinestones and spangles for ColDesi Daily. So what we're going to talk about today is the equipment and the options that you've got for making rhinestone designs versus making spangle designs. And there are some pretty big differences. It's really interesting. For spangles, you saw the real material, which is like this. Right? So what happens with spangles, whether it's the SpangleElite or the Pro Spangle, you'll notice that these are not circles. These are not round pieces that get put right onto transfer paper yet. What it takes is what's called a punch of some kind or another. I'm going to try to hold this up so you can see it. This is a 3mm punch, and it kind of works like an embroidery machine met a film strip projector. Because what happens is the spangles, the spangle reel comes through here, and then a punch punches out the circle upside down onto the transfer tape. So whenever you are looking at a spangle design, that's what's happened. In some way, this has been created by this punching down and laying it onto the transfer tape. Okay, so that's how spangles are created. You can kind of see in here, if we can get a little bit closer, now that I think of it, that path on the SpangleElite. You put the cartridge here, it runs the spangle tape, runs here, it runs through here, and then this goes up and down and puts the spangles on the transfer tape. Okay, and then it goes onto the waste reel. So that's how spangles are made. All spangle transfers are made with automatic machines. So the SpangleElite, you load up the design on your computer and you kind of print out that design onto transfer tape here. For the Pro Spangle, if you'll come around, it's kind of done the same way, just in a bigger format. These are the reels that I showed you before. It's the same exact material that is on the SpangleElite cartridges, but the punches are bigger. It goes down here and then it is punched right down there, just like the SpangleElite tape. The Pro Spangle tape is punched onto the bottom of the transfer tape. Okay, now rhinestones are going to be completely different. This runs about $5,000 or $6,000. The Pro Spangle is up around $20,000. But if you are willing to do a little manual work on rhinestones, you can use our brush and bake system, which what that does, it uses a Graphtec cutter and this special material, this special flock material, and it cuts out circles in it to make a template. And what you do with the template is you pour rhinestones over the top, and then you brush it on with a brush that we've got here somewhere. And then you kind of brush it, and as you do, the rhinestones kind of magically turn over. And once they do that, and this is all filled in, you put a piece of transfer paper over the top, peel it off, and you have your rhinestone transfer. Now, the advantage to this, even though it's a manual process, is it's still pretty quick, and you can get into making rhinestone transfers for, I think the brush and bake is around $3,500, but we'll put a link and a picture of it up on the screen shortly. So you are going to cut the design out on a cutter, you put this template material down here, brush the rhinestones in, and do your transfer tape. So that is around $3,500. $5,000 or $6,000, $20,000. Let's take a look at the commercial version of the rhinestone world. This is the CAMS 1V6P. It is an automatic rhinestone setting machine. What it does is actually, we've got that same transfer tape that I showed you in the last video. And it has 6 hoppers for different sizes and colors of rhinestones. So you're going to load your design up into the system. And then what the machine is going to do is it's going to figure out what colors that you want, and it's got a little air gun set up here that goes and picks up the rhinestone, hands it off to this one turns over and shoots it down upside down onto the paper. It's very entertaining to watch. I definitely encourage you to look at a video. But this is well over $30,000. It's a commercial machine designed to run all day. If you have purchased cheerwear or dancewear with rhinestones on them, the biggest companies in the world that do fashion and do aftermarket apparel decorating use a CAMS machine to do so. That's it for the difference between spangles and rhinestones. You've got a big difference in the materials, in the costs, and in the equipment that it takes to make them. What your next step might be is you might head over to ColDesi-BLING.com, where you'll see individual demonstrations on each piece of equipment and some more videos on the differences between the two.